Hey guys, welcome back to the Snap Ring Chronicles. Today we have some tools to show you, an assortment from the Dollar Tree. And we're going to see what you get for $1, if it's any good, if it's even worth getting. You know, we're going to try to sort it out. But before we get going with this, could you give me a like and also subscribe to this channel if you find that these videos are helpful or entertaining in any way. Okay, let's start out. We have an assortment here. We have a magnetic tape measure, some screwdrivers, some hex keys, and a magnetic pickup tool. Okay, let's start with the screwdrivers. Okay, they had different sets of screwdrivers. Some I think were like 2 to a pack, or 3 to a pack, or 4 to a pack, and this one was 6 to a pack. So this one seemed like the cheapest one they had, so 6 for $1. So I figured I'd pick this one up. Okay, let's check out, see what we have. Here's a flathead, and here's a Phillips. The Phillips is not so great. Here's the tip on the Phillips. I used it a little bit to try to take out some screws. Not too great, not good at all. It cams out way too quickly. So you see the shaft is really thin, and it has like some ridiculous thin handles on them. But here's the flathead, same thing, ridiculous handle, very thin handle. And this one, it started, you can feel like it wiggled a little bit when you were screwing something tight. But I did get some use out of these for a different reason. I did get some use out of this particular one. This looks like the longest. Well, no, actually, let me take that back. This wasn't it. Actually, it was a medium one that I did use, but for something totally different. You zoom in, you can see it's a little bit worn in the tip here. Because what I use this for, as a throwaway screwdriver, I use this to open up these. These are the Williams & Co. Super Ratchets, and you know they have the ring, which are notorious for not wanting to open. So what I do with these is I take a center punch, I put this in the groove there, and I take a center punch and I hold, usually this is in a vise, and I hold it and really carefully, and I punch it. I punch these out to give it that little bit of shock, that little bit of punch to break these rings. And surprisingly, these held up. This one held up pretty good. Let me show you an example of another cheap screwdriver. This one's from Harbor Freight, and I use this one for the same thing. This is a lot of you guys recognize this. This is like the cheap set at Harbor Freight. Maybe I think this is $7 for the set of these, and they come like a bunch, maybe like 10 for $7. Still a lot more expensive than these, which are 6 for $1. And let me show you what the punch did on these. You can see the tip there. It almost destroyed these screwdrivers. Let me zoom in a little bit. You can see the tip. You see how it's all warped and bent there. You can see the big indent where I was hammering it. See, this side is all messed up. The other side has a big indent on it. And this wasn't with much punching. That was not with much punching. And this one I used a lot more. And you can see that this one was hardly indented. And it was not as warped. Just a little bit, a little tiny bit there. And you see the end there, looks not too bad. So this one held up surprisingly a lot better than the Harbor Freight cheap one. So that was a surprise there. So I guess I did find a use for those cheap $1 screwdrivers. Okay, and here's another set of tools. This is a hex key set from the Dollar Tree, and here are the sizes on them: 1/16, 5/64, 3/32, 1/8, 5/32, 3/16, 1/4, 5/16, and 3/8. And they come in this little, let me zoom back in, zoom out, I mean. And they come in this little swivel pack, which isn't too bad, and they have a little opening here if you need to hang them somewhere. And these are probably not too good either, but in a pinch, if you need a big one like this 3/8, it's probably not too bad. You know, if you're just gonna use them for a couple of times, if you're not gonna use them every day, you know, in a pinch, this could suffice. This is what they look like. They're chromed or something. And here are the ends. They have the sizes here. So all in all, for $1, I guess not too bad for an 8-piece hex set. Okay, and then there's this tape measure. This is a 16-foot tape measure. Let me, if I can take this out. This had some interesting features on it, which I was surprised with. First, it has inches and metric, both, which I do like, because sometimes I find that some tape measures just have inches, which can be annoying sometimes. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I like to have also centimeters on a tape measure. It's kind of a cheap plastic. It has a little lanyard here and a small kind of ridiculous clip on it. It's like a tiny clip that kind of moves around. So not much there. Okay, but what's interesting about this one is that it has the regular button here, slide, and on the side it has this little, I guess, like temporary button that you just hold on to it, just push it, and it just holds for a minute or a second for whatever you want to use it. If you don't want to go and do that and then do this, if you just want to like and hold it for a second, that's pretty clever. And another thing, it has another button here on the bottom, which is also kind of clever, because I guess you make your measurements and then you just hold it down and it keeps it in place. You don't have to worry about it slipping off or anything, and then it just comes back in. So that's pretty interesting. That's a pretty cool feature, this little button here that just holds it if you press it down. So not bad for $1. I mean, this probably won't hold up like if you use it every day, but if you just use it once in a while, it should be fine. I've got really cheap tape measures that I've had for years, you know, so, but I don't use them every day. That's one thing. And probably my favorite tool from the Dollar Tree, if you can find it, I know sometimes you can't, is this magnetic pickup tool for $1. And I've got a bunch of these, and every time I see them, I pick up a couple just in case. Because if you look at magnetic pickup tools, they usually run like $5. If you can get them on special, you can get them for like $3. And this one is small, and it's not as big as the others. You see it has a small head here, but this does a really good job. And for $1, like I said, every time I see them, they have them in stock. I pick up a couple. The magnet is pretty strong. Let me see. Let me see if I can pick this up. Maybe not, but it's pick up the whole thing. It's hard to balance. Let me see. Here, there you go. And this is a pretty long 1/2-inch Williams, and it picks it up. So yeah, it has a decent magnet on it, and it's pretty long. I would say this is like maybe 3 feet long. Maybe needs a little oil there. Feels a little stiff, but for the price, for $1, you know, I love it. I use these all the time to when I tear down ratchets, to get the pins out of stuff, to get the pins out of the poles. It works really good. And I have a small car also, and the engine compartment is really small. And if you ever worked on small engine compartments, you know you lose a nut or a bolt or something, and it's so frustrating. So I always carry one of these in my car in case I have to reach in to those little nooks and crannies in the engine compartment just to pick up a bolt, and it always works like a charm. So okay guys, that's my little review of the Dollar Tree, a small assortment of the Dollar Tree tools. Are they worth it? Some of them are, some of them aren't. It depends if you know what you're looking for. If you're looking for like a set of tools that you're gonna use every day, no, it's not gonna work for you. You know, that's not what they're meant for, I guess, even, you know. But if you need something in a pinch, you know, then yeah, they're not, some of them are not too bad. Alright guys, until next time.